Welcome to Space Coast Live. I'm your host, Jeanna Wood, and today we're coming to you from downtown Melbourne. Downtown Melbourne is considered one of Melbourne's most charming parts of the city due to its quaint boutiques, entertainment, and top-notch dining. Speaking of dining, let's take a look at one of downtown Melbourne's very own, the Mansion.
Hello, James.
Hey, James, how you doing?
Great.
Good to see you.
Welcome to Dining on Florida's Space Coast with James and James.
Today we're here at the Mansion in Melbourne. Let's go on inside and check it out.
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Fantastic.
Beautiful. We were doing our Mansion Mojito right here, a little Bacardi Silver, Club Soda with freshly muddled mint. Right here is our Mansion Sangria. Red wine, a little peach schnapps, blackberry brandy, and we're finishing that with a little Christian Brothers brandy to round it off.
All
Thanks.
right, have a good one.
All right, gentlemen, we've got our fresh fried grouper cheese, a little Cajun batter, a little tiger sauce.
Nice.
Very
Red
Nice.
pepper coulis as a garnish. Here's our bacon wrapped shrimp.
Incredible.
Applewood smoked bacon wrapped shrimp, flash fried, tossed with barbecue sauce, a little white cheddar grit cake in the center with a charred cord pico on top.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Ron, enjoy.
And we're going in.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Grouper cheeks. Groupers are a large animal. The head on it is twice the size of the body. A lot of people used to throw them away. Now they're a delicacy, and everybody's starting to get on the page of the grouper cheeks. They cut them out. Now you got a perfect medallion of grouper meat. So
Of
why
succulent deliciousness.
not? Why not? Take it, throw it in the batter, bread them and fry them. You can't go wrong.
And you were talking to Brian earlier, who's delivering the food here at the Mansion on Florida's Space Coast.
Right.
They get their fish locally?
From what I was told, yes, they do get their fish locally from a local source. They like to bring it in fresh, every couple days if possible, but every day if possible. So if you come here to the Mansion, you're gonna get a nice fresh piece of fish.
One of my favorite things about this restaurant is the various dining locations, right? We've got the upstairs, the downstairs, the garden, rooftop terrace, the tavern downstairs where you can pick up bottles of liquor, take them home, fine wines, whatever you need. They have everything available here. And then over the bridge there, right, Jim? It's a stone's throw from the beach.
You got the Melbourne Causeway right here. You come over, you're in downtown Melbourne with many things to do. Shopping, dining,
Music.
a lot of good music around here, as you should know, since you're a musician from this area.
It's neither here nor there.
I don't think there's any way to go wrong being here in downtown Melbourne, especially being here at the Mansion when you're up top and you overview everything around here.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on, what else do you want, Great food, great atmosphere, bartenders are great, servers are, beyond amazing.
Above average.
Most likely. Most likely.
Well, let's see what the entrees are.
Gentlemen, 12-ounce bone-in pork chop,
Woo! Nice.
cheddar andouille mashed potatoes, lemon pepper green beans, and an apple demi.
Very
Wow.
good.
Right here we've got our 6-ounce grilled salmon, done over our tavern with potatoes, sauteed spinach and garlic and olive oil, finished with a lemon beurre blanc and garnished with fried capers.
Right.
Look at the hash marks on this.
I mean, this guy downstairs knows what he's doing, I gotta tell you that.
Someone in the kitchen does. I've always enjoyed the salmon.
Oh, yeah.
You can get it with the asparagus, the andouille mashed potatoes.
Let's try these mashed potatoes.
Perfect. Always perfect. It's always consistent.
Mashed potatoes goes really well with the demi-glaze.
How are those green beans?
I'm about to check it out.
I'm getting in there, bro.
Perfect al dente.
Oh,
Salmon's like my new favorite fish.
yeah. It's
Every
so
time I go out,
healthy for you as well. And they
Got
just
those
do-
omega-3s, buddy.
That's it.
Gentlemen, here we go with our piece de resistance.
Look at that.
Key lime mousse pie, we're doing that with a little raspberry reduction, a little bit lighter and fluffier graham cracker crust.
Like it. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Fantastic. Thanks.
All right, Bryce. All right, James, what better way in Florida to end with dessert with key lime pie? I mean, come
Absolutely.
on, man.
Florida Keys,
Here's your-
Melbourne, its beaches.
Dig in, buddy.
Let's try this thing. Oh my. My. That scrumptious, delicious, sassy, and classy.
That defines Florida in one bite.
This is something you definitely need to order if you come to the Mansion.
Wow, what a great meal I just had.
Absolutely phenomenal. If you're here on Florida's Space Coast with Melbourne and its beaches,
Make sure you come to the mansion.
One of the many things I love about downtown Melbourne are the tree-lined streets. It's likely you'll discover lush landscapes next to boutiques and restaurants, but if you're looking for more of Florida's natural beauty, make sure you check out Florida Tech's 15-acre botanical garden, located just minutes from downtown Melbourne.
Welcome to Florida Tech's Botanical Garden. This shady hammock abounding in palm trees and other tropical growth winds through the heart of the campus and is the setting for a 15-acre botanical garden. The garden is accessible from paths and wooden bridges on the outskirts of Florida Tech's campus or from within the landscape grounds of the university. With winding trails and tunnels beneath the palms, Florida Tech's public garden has become one of the most unique campus botanical gardens of its kind in the continental United States. This has made the gardens a standout spot for photographers, nature lovers, and anyone looking for a refreshing breath of nature off the beaten path. From sandy uplands of pines and palmettos to a lush hammock of hardwoods, the garden is a picturesque natural retreat worthy of a visit on your next trip to the Space Coast.
It's no secret that Florida's Space Coast has multiple waterways for you to enjoy. From our 72 miles of coastline to the intercoastal waterway that runs through the heart of the area, one of the best ways to see it is through a one-of-a-kind sailing adventure.
Welcome to Indian Harbor, one of the many beautiful seaside areas in Brevard County. Today, we're going aboard Naughty Clue, a 32-foot sailing yacht. So lose your shoes and let's go. At the Helm Charter is a relaxing and nature-filled tour of Indian River. Captain Mickey takes his guests out on a sail-by-day or moonlight charter. It's the perfect way to unwind and get to see some of the sea life of the coast. From dolphins and manatees to sea turtles and birds, this is your chance to be immersed in nature. If you want to get your sea legs, you can book your own private charter with Captain Mickey at atthehelm.com.
Throughout downtown Melbourne, you have the chance to discover culture. From the Henniger Center to murals to chefs creating delicacies, this is truly an epicenter for culture here on the Space Coast. Let's take a look at one of the artists who calls the Space Coast home.
My name is Anthony Soland. This is Standard Collective. It's an art gallery, clothing boutique. We have live music. I hand make leather goods, t-shirts, you name it. I grew up in Satellite Beach and I was really into surfing and skateboarding. Worked at a place called the Groove Tube for about 10 years. I was a surf skate kid who was sponsored by Billabong. From there I decided I wanted to pursue a life in fashion and music and the whole lifestyle of surfing and skateboarding. When I left them, decided to start my own brand, which is Standard Collective. So in 2010, I did a pop-up shop in the local mall, kind of as a joke, but also to showcase and show what we had as a community when it comes to art. Not all surfers, lay on the beach and pick up girls, which is okay, but we're also into art and music, and some of us are businessmen. I guess it starts with living on the Space Coast. Growing up in Satellite Beach, I was obsessed with the space shuttle, and a lot of my design is influenced by outer space, astronauts. Well, when I first opened, I was going to call the store the Standard, which I wanted to set a standard in a lifestyle that I grew up in, which is a surf culture, but again, changing the perception of what people thought surfers were or skateboarders were. The Whiskey and Water brand represents growing up surfing, enjoying the finer things in life. It's a gentleman's drink, and so I designed based off of the ocean, but more of a gentleman's style when it comes to the graphics on the t-shirts. Well, there's a group of like-minded individuals here. It's a really small community, and people come in and say, you belong in New York City or in Miami or you know, LA, like, no, we belong here. I think it's needed here more than anywhere. Why leave here and when you could create a culture that needs to be in this area? They have plenty of that in those other places. You know, we need to stay here and build.
Whether you're staying here in Melbourne or you're staying beachside, downtown Melbourne is only 10 minutes from the coast. And no Space Coast vacation is complete without a trip to the beach.
Growing up on the Space Coast, I spent a ton of time at the beach. But I happen to be the king of forgetting everything from surf wax to a towel. So today, I'm going to give you the full breakdown for everything you need for an epic day on the beach. Before we get into the fun stuff, let's start with the basics. First and foremost, we have to protect ourselves from the sun. This way we can spend as much time as possible on the beach without getting scorched. Make sure you grab sunglasses and some quality sunscreen because the Florida sunshine is no joke. My personal favorite sunscreen is made right here in Cocoa Beach from our friends at Sunbum. Next, you're going to need a chair, an umbrella, or a tent. Something that can help you escape from the heat on the really hot summer days. Last but certainly not least is the holy grail of sun protection, the flip-flop. You don't know hot until you have to cross the Cocoa Beach sand barefoot in July like you're stuck in the middle of the desert. Bring some flops for the trek and you'll thank me later. Now that we're all set on the beach, the next crucial step is that we have to stay hydrated. Water is life, so I recommend at least 16 ounces of water per person per hour, especially if you're doing anything active. Another big part of this is making sure that you bring a canteen, a cooler, or some other form of reusable water container to cut down on trash. While you're down on the beach, there's a huge array of tools that we recommend for having fun with your crew. The Space Coast is covered with great surfing spots, so check out any of the local shops to get you dialed with longboards, high-performance shortboards, and even handboards for the really small days. If surfing isn't your thing, our beaches are perfect for frisbee, football, or even kiteboarding if you're feeling adventurous. My final tip is extremely important, and that's to bring a trash bag and always clean up everything that you bring to the beach. We cherish our clean beaches and our healthy animals, so make sure that you leave nothing behind but footprints. That's a wrap. Keep all of these tips in mind and you'll be dialed for your next trip to the beach on Florida Space Coast.
I've had so much fun exploring downtown Melbourne today, from the waterfront dining to the shopping and culture on every corner. This is one of my favorite spots here on the Space Coast. Make sure you check it out next time you're in town. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Space Coast Live. I'm your host, Jeanna Wood, and I'll see you next time.